Hey guys, welcome to The Stack. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I am Pete.
And today we are doing our summer movie spectacular.
Yeah!
Of course,
Put
the
on
summer
your bathing
movie
suits.
season is in full swing. We're going to talk about all the big comic book-based movies that are coming out.
Oh yeah, good idea.
We're going to kick it off talking in this first half about Iron Man, Speed Racer, and the Incredible Hulk, one by one. So let's kick it off talking about Iron Man. Came out a couple of weeks ago. What do you guys think?
It was absolutely unbelievably good. It made me proud to be a comic book fan. I walked out of there like, yeah, that's right. I told you. I told you all.
You have been slagging off Iron Man for months.
You hate Iron Man.
I hoped it was going to suck because I don't like Iron Man so much.
Wow. You're a traitor.
I admit when I was wrong, and I was wrong. It was a really good movie.
It was one of the first movies that seemed very real, and you didn't have a lot of the hokey lines. The script was fantastic for this, and the casting, obviously, fantastic.
I think
They made
Marvel
everything
Studios.
completely work, which I thought was awesome. One thing that it didn't occur to me until much, much later is that he spends the majority of the movie out of costume.
Yeah.
He doesn't really get into the armor at all, but it's fascinating all the way through, as opposed to in the Spider-Man movies, which, granted, I love, they keep having to find ways to rip his mask off or show off his face to things. This is like, Robert Downey Jr. is so good, you don't even need to put him in the armor. He kicks ass anyway.
And he didn't. I didn't feel like I was taken out of the movie at all throughout the whole thing. And it was another thing is he's in the movie by himself a lot, which was great, and that he supported that whole role. I will say the first third of the movie was fantastic, and then the second 2/3 kind of was a bit of a letdown. It's always hard to get that last big fight.
I think
to be
more
good.
it's. A lot of the movie is reportedly improvised in terms of the dialogue. Like, a lot of it, they had a rough script coming in, and then they joked around while they were on set. I got that very natural feeling in the first 2/3, but when you come down to the big superhero fight at the end, you need to start throwing lines back and forth.
It's hard to improvise.
Exactly.
CGI.
Well, you have these big CGI, well-choreographed fights. You can't suddenly be making up lines there. That's where it started to feel a little more scripted to me.
I love this is the fun V, that's the humdrum V bit very early in the movie.
And then the callback.
Yeah, I know.
I cannot wait for the next movie.
I know, it's going to be great. Awesome. And so I'm sure all of you stayed till after the credits to see the little teaser. Marvel certainly has some balls.
Yeah, they
right?
do.
Well, they're making a throw out to their big movie like 2 summers from now.
And that's amazing.
It's
that's
crazy.
Absolutely amazing. It does show a lot of balls. It also shows Marvel being like, hey, guys, this is how you do comic book movies, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, we're a comic book company. This is how you do it, not like, I don't know, Kazam was the first thing.
Oh, wow.
It's always at the tip of your tongue, Kazam. Huge Shaq fan.
All right, let's move on to
acting, not basketball.
It's rapping.
He doesn't even know he plays basketball.
Speed Racer a little bit, and probably, sadly, the less said about this, the better.
Yeah, silence.
Yeah. Okay.
I played Super Mario Kart Rainbow Road for about 2 hours and got more out of that than watching the movie.
Yeah. It's visually really interesting, but, I mean, story-wise, pacing-wise, yeah. Okay, let's move on. Incredible Hulk, of course, is coming out on June 13th. Here's what I'm going to say about that. I think Iron Man doing so well, having a really good trailer before it, has finally gotten people really psyched for this movie.
Plus, he has a cameo on this one.
Iron Man
has
a cameo, not the Hulk has a cameo in Iron Man.
No, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Hulk has a cameo in his movie. I hope. He better show up.
So what do you guys think? What are you most looking forward to in the Hulk movie? What are you worried about?
I'm worried about it sucking. I'm worried about how the Hulk looks. And
I think the Hulk looks great from the stills I've seen and the statue we saw in New York Comic Con. But that statue's in the movie, right?
Hulk picks it up and plays with it.
It's called the Incredible Statue.
Yeah, cool. I'm worried about the big fight at the end. I think it's going to be... big fights, they're so boring. They bore me.
Oh, wow. I totally disagree with you on that, 100%.
With the Iron Man fight, I was like... Come on,
okay, but
they gotta be better.
My problem with the Iron Man fight is that it's a lot of Tony Stark being like, oh, my armor's failing, I gotta come up with some other thing with my brain.
Yeah.
Which is fine in the first 2/3 of the movie, but you can't do that at the end.
Yeah.
With the Hulk, all I want to see is the Hulk punch some stuff. I'm sorry to sound like Pete here, but seriously,
That's awesome.
all I want to see is 20 solid minutes of the Hulk and Abomination being like,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's it.
Bio Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Because how great did that work with Planet Hulk and
Absolutely.
But there was stuff going on, is why it was interesting.
Well, and that's
after
why
7 punches, I get what the 8th one's gonna look like. Is what I think.
No,
like,
not necessarily.
That's when they could switch it up, do a little uppercut, maybe.
Oh, an
suplex.
elbow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Awesome.
my bad. I'm crazy.
That being said, I think the whole cast is great for Incredible
Yeah.
Hulk. I was feeling a little wary about it, but I think it's going to do well. I don't think it's going to be as big as
nervous
Iron
about
Man.
Ed Norton.
Do you think it's going to be bigger than Iron Man, the same as Iron Man, or less? Just box office wise.
The buzz about it is much less with Ed Norton coming out and being against the movie he helped write and is starring in. Seems a little weird.
And catered.
Yeah, he did cater. Yeah. Man, he can make an omelet, though. Give him credit.
It was amazing.
If you don't like the movie, go to his house and get an omelet.
herbs.
I know, that's the key.
Guys,
Save it. That's a spoiler.
Delicious.
Spoiler, his omelets are with fresh herbs. I hope it's good.
Well, anyway, we'll be there June 13th. We hope you guys will too. After the break, we're going to have 3 more comic book movies for you. See if you can guess what they are while you're waiting.
Hey, did you know comics have a long tradition of interactivity? Yeah. Before the internet, there were letters pages. Fans would send in questions and comments, and creators would print those letters along with their responses in the next issue. Now, these days, a lot of comics have ditched the letters pages, but Pulp Secret thinks some traditions are worth keeping. Send an email to tips@pulpsecret.com, upload a video comment, or leave a message at 888-841-7549 and let your voice be heard, literally. Pulp Secret, keeping the tradition alive.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are about to talk about July, which is a geek paradise at the movie theater.
Also
you
my
guys,
birthday.
Geek
It's going to
paradise.
be ridiculous. In case you didn't guess it, though I'm sure you did, we're going to be talking about Hancock, Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, and, of course, The Dark Knight. So let's kick it off with Hancock hitting July 2nd with Mr. July 4th himself, Will Smith.
Yeah.
And he's got plans every July 4th. Am I right?
Man, here's what I'm looking forward to most with the movie. I'm really looking forward to Will Smith's hilarious rap at the end of the movie. I think that's going to be great. When he does that over the end credits, he's like, "My name is Hancock. I like to drink. I fly around and I don't often think."
Oh,
Wow.
I just made that up. I can freestyle.
No, that's not made. He's got 4 writers right behind
In case you guys aren't aware of Hancock, though I'm sure you are, he is a drunken, homeless superhero played by Will Smith on his path to redemption, I'm sure, or something like that.
That's
I hope
the
he
danger.
stays drunk and homeless throughout the whole thing. That would be awesome.
I'm hoping the same for you.
Good.
Substitute life for movie. That's the worry with this movie is like
Yeah.
it's going to be very obvious that he's going from like a rogue to being a good guy.
Yeah.
Unless they have some good curveballs. I mean, the trailer. I think the trailer looks good.
I think the trailer
Yeah.
looks good too.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, there's some really dark stuff in there.
Yeah, it's
There
great.
was, just to give you guys a little hint of something that was not in there, apparently there was a whole statutory rape storyline that was cut out of the movie so it wouldn't get an R rating. They submitted it to
a
the
good
ratings
idea
board
cutting that
3
out.
times, and each time it's gotten an R rating. So this is going to be kind
R
of
for
interesting.
rape. Usually.
Jesus.
Why would you?
I brought it up, and I'm still upset
Yeah,
about
you
what
keep
said.
talking. You keep saying.
You guys looking forward to Hancock? Yes? No?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm worried about it, but I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Will
I'm
Smith,
rooting for it.
Mr. July 4th, guys. I didn't know how to transition into this.
Ooh,
But
the robot bros.
Hellboy 2, The Golden Army is coming out on July 11th. This is shocker.
Mr. July 11th. That's
See,
what
that was my
Guillermo-
problem. I was like, what do I say? Mr. July 11th?
I got him.
Big
I got him
Red-
teed up, man. Right?
Big red firework himself.
I'm a little worried about this one.
Yeah?
Just because whenever they talk about the movie, they talk about how everything's bigger, everything's better, there's a lot more.
What if it is?
Well,
that's
here's
cool,
what
but-
I'm saying.
but
I
I just-
hope so, because the first one was boring.
Now, see, that's
Wow!
I like the
Trash.
first one, but I feel like sometimes when they try to get too big, they lose sight of a good story. And I feel like Hellboy
Man,
is
I hope
that.
it gets big, because do you know what I did during the first one? Fell asleep.
Wow.
Well,
This
you
guy-
need to sleep. You need to get regular sleep. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Talk about
I
our
stayed up the night before because I was so excited.
medical problems later. I will say one of the reasons why this one is so much
narcolepsy.
bigger, they have a much bigger budget, and Guillermo del Toro was saying that they have, as the first one had 4 monsters, this one has like 20.
Yeah.
So like that is definitely going to be
Yeah,
bigger.
and
more
that always
visual.
works out when you have like more villains rather than less villains.
Not all villains; they're all just monsters, and they have eyes on them, just like several.
I
of
will
his other
say,
movies.
even though I was totally not crazy about the first Hellboy at all, in case I haven't made that clear.
Yeah, I think you did.
I do think this one still looks good, and I hope it's a little more true to the Hellboy comics.
That would
I
be
think
nice.
it's going to be actually off of the Hellboy comics.
Sweet, that's fine too. Let's move on. Talk about
Your opinions.
women are a mystery.
Wow.
Let's
Now that's
move
a
on.
transition.
Talk about what I think is the big one, The Dark Knight, July 18th. Basically, at this point, I feel like fans could probably run out of the street frothing at their mouths. They're so desperate to see this movie. Am I wrong about that?
Do you think it's going to do better than Iron Man?
Yes.
Wow.
Really?
I think it might do better than Iron Man.
Wow.
Wow. Do you think that's a ledger bump? Like because
that's an industry term, right?
Yeah, I'm full of those.
I don't think so. I think it almost has absolutely nothing to do with that. I think it has everything to do with the fact that people really like Batman Begins a lot. Batman is now, including the previous movies, one of the longest superhero franchises out there. People like Batman. They know Batman. They know
used to
what's going
hate
on.
him in the Schumacher phase.
Yes, and Batman Begins totally redeemed that.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know necessarily that it's going to make Iron Man money. It's hilarious, I think.
Iron Man money.
It's hilarious to me that we're saying that because it used to be Spider-Man money. But this movie is going to be huge.
Do you think it's the success of the viral marketing campaign?
I think a lot of that has to do with it. This is the only viral marketing campaign I've seen go completely right. I think
you've been caught up in it. You take the phone calls and stuff.
Right before we were about to go out and do our Jenna Jameson paddle, we were about
at New York Comic Con.
At New York Comic Con.
so you know, we weren't paneling her house.
I got a call from the Gotham Police Department. And I was like, oh, what do I do? I have to go.
Jenna Jameson or Gotham Police. What do I choose?
I don't know what to do. But eventually, I chose both.
Wow. Well,
I'm a little nervous about Heath Ledger as the Joker, just because it is such a dark version of it, and knowing that he died, it's a little creepy. It almost might be a little too creepy.
Well, it adds to the kind of definitely the mystique of the movie. I think that he died.
But I also like my Joker a
little
little
press
light.
is gonna be on that.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're talking about it right now, but I really do feel, this is going to sound
the
horrible.
movie stands on its own.
The movie stands on its own, exactly. I think people have kind of moved beyond that in terms of it is extraordinarily upsetting that he passed away, but at the same time, his performance looks great. We're really excited to see his performance in the movie. We're really excited to see the movie. That's the impression that I get.
With all of these comic movies coming out, is there a fear of burnout?
Yes.
Nerd burnout.
Yeah.
As long
it's
as
afflicted
as
several
long
of us.
as they keep being good, who cares? Essentially, at this point, comic book movies, I think, have replaced rote action movies at the box office every summer. That's what we have coming at us this summer. That's what we have coming at us next summer, and at least through 2011 when the Avengers comes out.
Avengers.
That instead of an Armageddon
Punisher.
or a Deep Impact,
Punisher.
we're getting multiple comic book movies. How great is that?
It's
That's
amazing.
fantastic, and
Yeah.
it obviously shows at the box office.
Although I really liked Armageddon.
I know, it made me cry.
Yeah. Oh, every time it's on TV, Armageddon makes me cry.
The part where he
guys-
gives him the shuttle to his
Oh,
son,
my God.
chick. Oh man, that
Jesus.
gets me.
And the end with Bruce Willis. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but every time it gets me. Every time.
The only
God.
part I liked is when he's hitting golf balls at the green piece. I'll
That-
turn
that
it
last-
off after that.
Wow, that lasted this long.
Okay. If you have a question or you have something to say about Armageddon,
Or
can
you want a
call-
riew of Deep Impact, because we were happy to do that as
Oh,
well.
Lily Sobieski was mwah in that. Call us at 888-841-7549 or write into tips@pulpsecret.com. You can also upload your video responses on YouTube or comment right here below the video. We'll see you guys next time. Did you feel like Lily Sobieski was like a young Helen Hunt in that movie?
Yeah, totally. And also, men can cry.
You guys,
It's not
you
weird,
guys
right,
are
guys?
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Absolutely
absolutely.
ridiculous.
Oh, man, I love Lily.
Yeah.
You guys are ridiculous.
Okay, you've gone too far. I can't speak.